Okay, grade 8. How to read decimals correctly. Today's date. So when we read decimals, we use the whole number, we use the place value system. The place value system. This is called place value system. Place value system. Okay? And you learned this starting from kindergarten. And every year they added you a place value. Okay? Now, in the place value system, the decimal point is at the center. Okay? I don't want to hear dot. This is called a decimal point. On the left of the decimal point are all your whole numbers. The numbers on the left of the decimal are called whole numbers. They are greater than the numbers on the right of your decimal point. The numbers on the right of the decimal point are smaller than the numbers on the left of the decimal point. The numbers on the right of the decimal point are what we refer to or what we call decimals. Okay? Now, from the decimal point, this is the starting point of every number. Every number starts from the decimal point. Each of these is called a digit, okay? Each of these is called a digit. Now, on the left side, every three digits, we put a comma. So you count from the decimal. 1, 2, 3, a comma. 1, 2, 3, a comma. That is how you write numbers in math. Each 3 is called a period. Each 3 is called a period. Every group of 3s is called a period. Okay? You do not put commas on the right side of the decimal. No commas go on the right side of the decimal. Okay? So, the first place value before the decimal. This is before. Okay? The first place value before the decimal is the ones. This is the smallest whole number. Followed by tens. Followed by hundreds. Followed by thousands. Followed by 10,000s. 100,000s, and then million. Okay? The first place value after the decimal is called the tenths. On this side, you use THS. You see THS, you know it is a decimal. Okay? If you don't see THS, then you know it is a whole number. Okay? So, this is tenths. There is no oneth. There is no oneth. From the decimal, you go to tenths. Okay? From 2 spaces from the decimal is a hundredth. Why? Because 100 has 2 zeros. So 1 space is 10 because 10 has 1 0. So that's why you say tenths. 10. Hundredths. 2 spaces. 100 has 2 zeros. So hundredths. 1,000 has 3 zeros. So 3 spaces. Thousandths. Then 10,000ths. Then this is an S. 10,000ths. Then 100,000th. Then you continue like that. You just had THS, okay? Now, how do you write tenth as a decimal? There has to be a 0 over here if you're writing tenths. So this is 1/10 because this digit is on tenth. So 1/10. You don't read the 0. If your decimal starts with 0, you don't read it. So this is 1/10 or a tenth, or a tenth. Okay? Now, let's read this one. So how do I read this? 5 and. The decimal, when it comes to the decimal, you say and. I don't want to hear point. 5 and. So this is 5 and 6 tenths. Why is it tenths? Because 6 is on the tenth. Okay? How will I read this? The last digit is in the hundredth. So I will say 7 and 9 hundredths. Because I have 2 digits after the decimal. Okay? How will I read this one? So that is, now I am reading, sorry, I should have written like this. So 496, 496, and, because now I am here, 496 and 24 hundredths. My 4 is on the hundredths, and 24 hundredths. Okay? How do I read? How will I read this? 3 and 777 thousandths. You see? Thousandths. So I'll write it down here. 3 and 777 thousandths. Okay? So that's how you read decimal. You use the place value system. You should know this. If you don't, you need to practice. You need to practice so this stays in your brain. Okay? All right.